Things is starting to heat up for the NBA camp. Dawgface is saying that Ben10 has been speaking with the Fed.
If you think that Ben10 and NBA Ron and the rest of those demonic, satanic worshiping ass, if you think that he sat in that hospital for 3.5 weeks, almost a month, and nobody in law enforcement questioned him about what transpired that night in confessions, you know that's not true. You know that the local, state, and federal officials came into that hospital room to question him and to get his side of what happened.
Now, ever since this shooting situation between Allstar JR and Ben10, we all know that Dawgface has been labeled the spokesman for Allstar JR. Now, this is where the stuff get confusing at, because earlier when this stuff had first taken place, Allstar JR was labeled a victim of a robbery. But while everybody is waiting to see what's going on with the NBA side, the feds end up picking up Allstar JR for a firearm charge, which is crazy. So now the people is asking the obvious question. If this started from alleged robbery, why is Allstar JR the first person picked up by the feds?
Right? And if Allstar JR was a white guy from Topeka, Kansas, they would be praising him for defending himself against people who attacked him and robbed him. And I want to say this, because we got a bunch of Monday morning quarterbacks who were saying, well, he went too far. Ben10 was on the ground laying motionless, and he shot him, he spit on him, he smacked him with the pistol. He did all this. And NBA, Ben10, and OG3, and the rest of them demon seed ass are not charged with the assault and the robbery of All-Star JR. That's what I was shocked by. Anything past that, I'm not shocked. And let me tell you why. Here's why I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because them country neckbone eating ass down there in Texas, right? There is a hand that is tipping the scale of justice against All-Star JR.
Nah, hold on. Dawgface is saying this whole situation might be getting tampered with by a powerful voice in Houston.
J. Prince Sr. has financed some of the political campaigns of some of the most important people, black people, specifically Hispanic people, in the state of Texas for the last 30 years. Wow. If you think J. Prince Jr. is just some old nigga like Suge Knight running around doing dumb, goofy, you are sadly mistaken. J. Prince Sr. is a business and political savvy individual, and he's used his money and he's used his influence to prop up and to build up alliances all throughout law enforcement and all throughout the political landscape in the state of Texas, which is why he has gone unprosecuted for some of the craziest in the world long before mob ties even existed.
Now this one right here is spicy, because Dawgface is basically questioning if J. Prince Sr. is pulling some strings behind the scene to keep J. Prince Jr. clean. I'm not saying it's true or not, but there has been a whole lot of speculations on the internet about that theory, and a lot of people are running with it. But this your boy BT Scoop, man. Make sure y'all hit the like, hype, and subscribe. We about to tap right into this right here, man. Today we got Dawgface bringing things to light because he feels like this whole case is being played with. On one side, you got people saying maybe powerful people in Houston is keeping certain names clean. And on the other side, you got theories floating around that maybe the NBA camp hasn't been picked up yet because the feds are building something bigger behind the scenes, possibly a superseding indictment. Now, I don't have a hard opinion on this yet, because this is one of those situations where it could go either way. Either somebody powerful got their hands in it, or the feds are taking their time letting everybody talk while they're building something bigger. But either way, something about this situation is looking strange, and Dawgface is pulling it all to the table. So we about to tap in and react to what Dawgface got to say.
Wait, hold on. So you believe that he's currently cooperating with the federal government and he has given information?
He definitely did.
And how you know this?
We know that just based on looking at the charges. So listen, All-Star JR, when you look at what happened tonight, and I think we talked before. So let's just kind of like get to the heart of what took place here. Let's kind of like dispel some of the rumors and do away with a lot of the myths surrounding what happened. First of all, J. Prince Jr. made a statement on Instagram a couple of days after this incident transpired. He made an Instagram post in which he said that None of this was supposed to happen. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't orchestrated. It wasn't prearranged. He said that he arrived late to a party that was already ongoing at Confessions, which was OG3's party. He arrived late due to the fact that he had to attend his auntie's birthday party and then he had to go to physical therapy. None of that was true. None of that was true, which is why he took that down because he nailed himself to like a chronological time chain of events that took place. OG3's birthday party, his birthday celebration with his family and friends, it was never at Confessions. His birthday party, the birthday celebration, was at a restaurant called Atlantic Oceans in Houston. A part of the Atlantic Oceans birthday party package is what they do is they create novelty menus with whoever the birthday person's name on the menu. And so he was at Atlantic Oceans, and he didn't leave to go to Confessions until he got a phone call from Jay Prince Jr. And that's when the entire birthday party, women, kids, children, got up and left, and they met Jay Prince Jr. in the parking lot of Confessions, and they came into the restaurant together. So Jay Prince Jr. saying that he arrived late to a party that was already ongoing at Confessions is not true. They got there at 11 o'clock. It happened on Wednesday, April 8th. On Wednesdays, Confessions closes at midnight. The kitchen closes at 11:30. They arrived at 11:30. If you examine the police report, it said the incident took place at approximately 11:30. So they got there as the restaurant was closing. The kitchen was closed. They got there and they arrived all together. They didn't arrive separately. Jay Prince Jr., he did not arrive to a party that was already ongoing. They arrived together. They walked in together. They confronted Allstar JR together. So all that is lies.
Now, a lot of people think that Dawgface is playing a dangerous game by, mentioning the Jay Prince name. But is he just keeping it in a band and speaking the obvious truth that everybody is scared to speak on is going to be the question that everybody asks, bro. But let's get back into it. Hey, he doing this journalist research, bro.
Now, here, okay, so when you say Ben10 may have given information to the feds, now...
I'm telling you that Ben10 did get information to the feds.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Here, yes, right? All right, so now, again, we might not know the exact information, but from your best knowledge, what do you think that he told the feds? Or no, he told the feds?
He was questioned. So listen, so the one thing, see, people are kind of like jumping the gun and diving in and out of this, depending on what side of the equation they come down in their favor. Hey, listen, Flacco, you're a wise man. You're an uber intelligent individual. If you think that Ben10 and NBA Ron and the rest of those demonic, satanic, worshiping ass, if you think that he sat in that hospital for 3.5 weeks, almost a month, and nobody in law enforcement questioned him about what transpired that night in Confessions, you know that's not true. You know that the local, state, and federal officials came into that hospital room to question him and to get his side of what happened.
Yeah.
Now, that's the question that everybody is asking, bro. Did Ben10 talk to the police? 9 times out of 10, bro, a robbery. First of all, a robbery took place. The robbery is what led into the shooting. And they is considering JR, Allstar JR at the beginning of the situation as a victim to a robbery. So of course they don't went to talk to Ben10. Now the question is, what is Ben10 saying? Now let's get back into it, y'all.
And the reason why he's gone tone deaf is not because he got shot again. The reason why he has silenced himself is because everything that he did, that he said, is getting ready to surface. Everything that OG3 did and said, everything that the dead end Ron, everything that the people who were in their camp said to law enforcement, all that is going to come out now. All that tough gangster that they were trying to sell on the general public, none of that is true. He made his statement. So listen, Allstar JR, as you know, he didn't stay around to be questioned by law enforcement officials. He left, right? He left the gun, he got in his truck, and he left. And then he came back to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
So he was communicating with law enforcement through his lawyer. He never made an official statement.
Yeah,
they were trying to get him to give a play-by-play description of what transpired. His position was the camera tells it all. It tells the whole story about what took place. If you want to know what happened, Go look at the camera. The camera footage speaks for itself, and
Well,
not just the.
okay. But here is where here what works in your favor too is because the camera tells it all that if somebody did not tell the police, hey, that gun that fell to the ground, it fell out of his pocket. Because if what the camera shows is a gun falling to the ground and him picking it up and then him dropping it off before leaving, then that falls within the law of that's not possession of a firearm, because if the assailants dropped a firearm and he picked it up and defended himself with the firearm, then like he can't be charged with possession of a firearm, because I don't know if Allstar JR has experience with the feds, but he knew exactly what to do. Like, he knew to put it down here.
I don't think Allstar JR is new to that criminal life, bro. So of course he probably knew, he probably done had experience or done taught the people and people about it, or he could have been studying a law book, really, to be real with you.
And walk out the place without it, because the statute says if you walk and leave the premises with it, you're now in possession of a firearm as a felon. So he knew. So because he put it down and fell within the statute, the only reason they would charge him with a possession of a firearm is if somebody told them that, no, that was his gun, he brought it in. Now, I'm not saying...
They did.
Now, I'm not saying Ben10.
Who did it? That's the question. That's what everybody want to know. Or did Ben10 say that it's not my gun? Or he say, man, I seen him pull the gun out. He could have
said that because he felt me. I ain't gangster. Oh, you gangster. But I'll be real. That looks very suspicious.
So listen, Flacco. So let's back up for 1 second, if we may. So listen. So according to state federal law, a person convicted of a felony cannot legally possess a firearm except for certain circumstances.
Yeah.
One of those circumstances is if you feel like that your life is in imminent danger. If you feel like that you are in danger, right. If you feel like that if you feel like that your life is in imminent danger, you can't possess a firearm and use the firearm to protect yourself as long as the threat exists. The reason why people are saying that the possession charge, that the feds charged him with being a felon and possessing a firearm, is not because he initially didn't have legal rights to possess it. They are saying that he went 2 steps too far by continuing to fire after the threat no longer existed. That's what they're saying. But I want to offer something to people who say that, and people who are using that as a talking point. As a Monday morning quarterback, as a person who's just looking at footage, that's not all that clear, because it doesn't even show where the gun came from or who dropped it or how it got there. It doesn't even show him picking it up. All it shows is that he shot. So let me just say this to you, right? And if Allstar JR was a white guy from Topeka, Kansas, they would be praising him for defending himself against people who attacked him and robbed him. And I want to say this, because we got a bunch of Monday morning quarterbacks who are saying, well, he went too far. Ben10 was on the ground laying motionless, and he shot him, he spit on him, he smacked him with the...
Dawgface calling these I'm guessing bloggers Monday morning quarterbacks, man.
He did all this right here. All things that Ben10, once he did start talking, those are all things that he denied happening, by the way. He denied that he got slapped with a pistol. He denied that he got spat on. He denied that Allstar JR stood over him. And Ben10's story is that Allstar JR was getting beat down. He was nervous. And he just shot recklessly and wildly. That was NBA Ben10's official statement. He said that. Right? So here's the thing. How can you, in your mind, tell Allstar JR, who is being jumped and robbed by multiple people? So we're counting 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian, because according to the video.
Now that's crazy though, bro, because that is, hey man, he do have a right to defend himself, man, and ain't no telling what could have took place if he didn't have a gun. He possibly could have lost his life, man. So he basically figured out a way to fight for his life, man.
We see 4 or 5 or 6 guys jumping on Allstar JR. Allstar JR was approached by a mob of people. He didn't know how many people were jumping on him. He wasn't sitting back counting, oh, this one, this is 2, this 3, that's 4, right? All he knows is he was confronted by a mob. And just because there was women in the entourage, don't mean that women don't jump in. We know that women jump into all kinds of shit when they're rocking out with their whole crew. So he didn't know how many people he was being attacked by. He just knew that he was being assaulted, and they were pulling at his chains, and they took his watch. So he was assaulted and robbed. One of the biggest things that people fail to realize and fail to talk about is that in the initial criminal complaint, when he got charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm, the criminal complaint spelled out the fact that while being assaulted and robbed, he came into possession of a firearm and he used it to defend himself. So my question that I want everybody to ask themselves this question. I want to put this on the table and then ask a question. You don't have a felon in possession of a firearm. You don't have a shooting without first having assault and a robbery. Nobody's locked up for the assault of Allstar JR, which took place before the shooting. Nobody's locked up for the robbery, which happened before the shooting. You don't have a shooting. You don't have anything involved with a firearm without first having to take into consideration that there was an assault and a robbery that took place first. How is law enforcement overlooking the assault and the robbery?
First. Yeah, man, no, man.
Now this is where it get tricky, man, because there's 2 theories that's out there, and you about to hear Dawgface and Poetic Flacco speak on both of the theories. I think one of the theories is that they are collecting more evidence on the NBA camp. The other theory that Dawgface is thinking is somebody behind the scene pulling them strings to keep somebody else clean. Well, we gonna tap right into this thing, man. Y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Let's see what they got to say, man.
Listen, and it's so bad. Now that we know that he's not just being charged with possession, he's now being charged with aggravated assault. That resulted in spinal injury because of NBA Ben10 is now permanent.
I ain't gonna lie, now that's the confusing situation right there. Which charge is the state charging them with and which charge is the feds charging them with? That is my question to the whole situation. I tried to pull up the paperwork, but I think Dawgface saying that the state is charging him with... Damn, I ain't even gonna lie. Let's keep it going.
Permanently paralyzed. Now, first off, are you shocked that it was not attempted murder because they claim he stood over him and shot his neck while he was lifeless?
I'm not shocked. I can no longer be shocked by anything that happens in the judicial system in the state of Texas. My shock was the fact that I was shocked that he was initially charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm, but I understood it. Right?
Okay, here you go, y'all.
I was shocked that NBA, Dan and Ron, and NBA, Ben10, and OG3, and the rest of them demon seed ass are not charged with the assault and the robbery of Allstar JR.
Now that's a shock.
That's what I was shocked by. Anything past that, I'm not shocked. And let me tell you why. Here's why I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because them country neckbone eating ass down there in Texas, right? There is a hand that is tipping the scale of justice against Allstar JR. Because when you look at the case in its totality, you know that something stinks to high. You know that the people who assaulted him and robbed him, there was supposed to be some charges levied against them.
Yeah.
Period.
Here, okay, but so here's where my question comes in, okay? Now, when you say the scales of justice is being tipped, are you saying that mob ties is influencing the charges? Do you feel like NBA YoungBoy being this like $100+ million artist who got UMG ties, you know, with like billionaires behind him? Do you feel like who do you feel like is stepping in and stopping NBA YoungBoy's crew and those people involved and Jay Prince Jr. from being prosecuted?
All of the above.
Well, but
all of the above.
But hold on though. If mob ties get him, But I don't think Mountain's got that power though, man. Right? I think that young boy probably do, but Mountain's.
Okay, so listen, I think you're underestimating Jay Prince Sr. Jay Prince Sr. has been a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a legendary figure, not just in the music scene, but in the political landscape as well. Jay Prince Sr. has financed some of the political campaigns of some of the most important people, black people, specifically Hispanic people, in the state
Yeah.
of Texas for the last 30 years. If
Wow.
you think Jay Prince Jr. is just some old nigga like Suge Knight running around doing dumb, goofy, you are sadly mistaken. Jay Prince Sr. is a business and political savvy individual, and he's used his money and he's used his influence to prop up and to build up alliances
Mm-hmm.
all throughout law enforcement and all throughout the political landscape in the state of Texas, which is why he has gone unprosecuted for some of the craziest in the world long before mob ties even existed. I absolutely do believe that Jay Prince Sr. has stuck his hand on the scale.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This whole situation right here is looking kind of crazy, man, because on one end, you got Allstar JR at the beginning being labeled as a victim to a robbery. But at the end of the day, he ended up being the first one picked up by the feds about this situation, which lead to make Dawgface think that somebody behind the scenes is doing some puppet things, man, and praying with them people out there in Texas judicial system. But my guy Flacco was saying that it might be a heavy indictment coming down on the Ben10 and the NBA camp crew because haven't nobody been picked up yet out of that situation, knowing that it was an actual robbery that took place out there. A lot of people are speculating, man, that, Prince family, they are very powerful, man, and Dawgface is all on it, bro. A lot of people think that this is a dangerous game for Dawgface, but it's a new day and age, man, and Dawgface is not scared to waking up the obvious, man. But I want y'all to get in the comment section though and let me know what y'all think, bro. Do y'all think this situation with the NBA crew, y'all think the feds is working to build up a bigger case, or do y'all think Jay Prince family got their hand in it trying to keep Jay Prince Jr. clean of this whole situation? Leave y'all thoughts in the comments. I don't know, just keeping it real. We're gonna call it ball, strike, the metaverse umpire, and I'm out.